Shall I chuck the jumper on?
If you like it.
Yeah,
So that jumper will come out next week.
yes. By the way, I wear the cream coloured good ideas one all the time.
Do you?
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
And did I give you a doggies one as well?
You gave me a doggy's t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liam Jones, but now he's fucking leaving, so.
Is he leaving?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Well, he wants to be traded, which I'm like, dude, you're 35.
Fair.
Like,
Fuck, that's
who's gonna
heartbreaking.
fucking take you, man?
No.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. He's too old.
He's too old. I love him though. He's my
So do I.
he's my favourite player of all time.
Really?
Yeah. After the whole like COVID shit and him sticking to his guns
sure.
and going up to up north.
Yeah, he went to the Neefel and.
Yeah, and just like hung out and spent
I rated
time with
that.
his
Had
with
a
his
kid.
girlfriend and it's like there weren't many people that were able to stick to their guns as
you gotta
strongly as
respect
that. Yeah. So it's massive
Wouldn't
respect.
have been easy to do.
No, not at all. Right, this is perfect. This could be one of the best settings we've had for a show. Alright, so I'll jump in. I'll just do like a quick intro for you.
Yeah, sick.
So I'll sit there.
Alright. You get up. Get the shit out.
Alright. We'll jump in. Matching hoodies.
Yeah. Do you want me to wear this or not?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah,
Alright.
definitely. I haven't. This is the first hoodie that I'd like made myself in a while from a guest.
Oh, really?
This colour's. Yeah, it's.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's nice. Like I said to you, I was like, I'm not fussed what colour. I trust you. Like,
Yeah.
it's nice. I like
This is
it.
sick.
Yeah.
Very Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
North Carolina college days. G'day legends, welcome back to Mikey Talk. Today we have episode 24. It's another really exciting guest episode. This next guest is a co-host for the Dawson D Show, which in my personal biased opinion is the best podcast in Australia at the moment. It's probably the only podcast that I listen consistently to every episode aside from Theo Von. He's also just a genuine, awesome bloke. He's interviewed guests like Sam Newman and Tom Boyd, but now it's his time to be interviewed. So let's give a warm welcome to Wayde Custerson.
Nice, bro. Thanks, mate. Will this be edited out of this bit?
No, this will be we're straight in.
Thanks, mate.
I don't know if
appreciate those words.
yeah. So where are we? We're in Fitzroy.
We're at Fitzroy, so I live in Fitzroy, but we're at the old Fitzroy ground. So where Fitzroy Football Club actually played before they obviously moved up to Brisbane. So
Sick.
we're in the grandstand.
It's beautiful here.
Yeah, it's the old original grandstand. It's really nice. Gorgeous day too.
It is. First of many.
Mate, I'm excited.
Yeah. All right, we'll jump in. So first question. So this is actually the 24th episode of Mikey Talk.
Congrats, man.
So what I've done is I went back and listened to the 24th episode of the Dawson D Show, which funny enough was actually the first guest episode
Was
that
it
you had.
actually?
Yeah, the first guest episode you had. And it starts off really funny because you mentioned how you'd accidentally filmed it the day before, but
Was this Chris Dalmo?
yeah. But you hadn't hit record. So it was quite nice to go back and listen to it. So yeah, take me back to the decision on bringing other voices into the Dawson D Show.
Yeah. Well, firstly, we started it. 2019. If you're saying 23 episodes before our first interview, so we started it just as two best mates wanting to just talk a bit of crap, have a laugh, and it was like right at that heat of COVID. So we, we always wanted to do something that was a little bit different. Both our dads were entrepreneurs, had their own event management businesses, and so we wanted to do something, like create something. Like we saw, what it looks like when you create something of your own, and it provides, flexibility and time and things like that, and obviously lots of hard work. But we didn't have an intention with the pod to actually grow it to where it is or have it to where it is today. So yeah, when it comes to like having new voices, that was not the plan at all. It wasn't to have people, to interview people, that wasn't the plan. Actually, our earliest days were focused around, okay, we want to help young men thrive, so we're going to do personal development. That was what we enjoyed consuming content wise, and reading books and listening to podcasts. And I'm a big like Lewis Howes man, and Tony Robbins and Ed Milet, and the list could go on, all these different names in that personal development space. So I would just like recycle all their information and just share it on our pod.
Yeah.
And me and Dee would just talk about stuff that we wish we kind of knew growing up or coming out of high school, and hopefully other young guys who weren't consuming that personal development stuff could listen to that from us and use it. But then, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we probably started being curious.
Yeah.
And wanting to, other people have cool stuff to share too, and cool bits of knowledge and education, and it might just be good for us personally to learn too.
Yeah. How did you learn how to interview?
Oh, I don't think I have learned how to interview.
Just been repetition from doing it.
It's funny you say that. I struggle to listen to myself. So there will be certain interviews where I'll finish an interview with whoever the guest might be, and I won't listen to it because I think that there's a part of that interview or that episode where I stuff up, or I said something that I didn't love, or my question was too long and I word vomited before I even got to the actually, asking the question. So I struggle to listen to myself, but in terms of learning to interview, I'm still learning. Yeah, I'm still trying to learn, and it's something I want to put more, and I am putting more time into, is actually learning the craft of interviewing more, and holding space and timings and guest experience, and it's something I haven't taught myself.
I guess it is one of those things that doesn't really come until you've done it a certain amount of times.
Yeah.
Like you can watch all the self-development videos on how to interview or whatnot, but I feel like doing it actually is a lot different to that.
And I'll give some credit as well to D or Danny.
Yeah.
I would say he's a better interviewer than me.
Yeah.
I personally would say that. And I think having him, or having us both do it together, we've got this cool balance where there's some chemistry and a bit of quirkiness around understanding when to jump in and when to not jump in, and when to say something funny, or read the guest's cue, or he's a really good interviewer, and I think he articulates himself really, really well.
Yeah,
a bit better than me, and that's also another thing that I want to continue to improve, is like my vocab, and how to actually say as much as I can, question wise, in the least amount of words as I can.
Yeah,
that's also another key part of it, is like how can I actually refine what I'm doing to make it more consumable? Yeah.
It's very relatable, the two of you, the way it bounces off each other as well. So we've had personally some random life encounters together. I remember a couple times at the sauna and in the studio we've run into each other.
Bizarre, hey?
Yeah, twice.
Weird. Yeah, twice. Is that you, Mikey?
Yeah, I think it is. What is it about these random life moments that turn acquaintances into friendships, do you think?
Well, I think it starts with a similar passion. So for you and I, we share a similar passion we both go for the same football team. We both are in the content game, and we both have a passion for business. So you and I, when we first met, when was the first? Well, we met through when we did our own Dos and D merch hoodie drop, and then I think off the back of that and having that connection, I think if you've got something like a pillar that there's common ground, you trust the person, like somewhat. And then when you do, if there's those ad hoc kind of moments where you bump into them, or you've got something that you already enjoy together, so so the small talk the small talk isn't just small talk. You've got something that you can share and speak about. But I don't know. I think me and you just connected, and we got along really well. And, that was funny. Those two moments were really, really ridiculous, really.
It's a good point though, because I've run into people that I know randomly before, but not often does it turn into sit down and a friendship and like, oh, okay, like it's not just, oh, hey, how are you? It's small talk. It's, oh, no, I actually want to have a conversation and get to know you better since we've been put in the same spot.
One of the times was we were at the sauna, and I was like, oh man, my 30th is like on the weekend, you should come. And then you came, like, the
day after, I think.
It was ridiculous. Which
is super sweet. Like, I love that. Yeah. Meant to be.
Yeah.
So you and Danny have been best mates since high school. Tell me about that dynamic and how you balance friendship and business partner.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun. It's so fun. I enjoy it. Our dynamic, I think I was saying, we got a coffee before, and I'm feeling really proud of where I'm at in my life and what I've created, not just with this and the podcast, but also with my life in other areas. And a big part of that is I consider a multi-hyphen approach, and that is having a finger in different pies and being able to spin a few different plates, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as it's in a controlled way. It's not erratic. It's, you know, you can still live a really good, stable life. And having D has actually allowed me to do that, because D is able to hold the fort with what we do, whilst I still, you know, have another job that I work at a few days a week. I enjoy that outlet. I enjoy having both. And yeah, when I approached D, I reckon a year or two ago, when I said, oh, look, I'm thinking about getting a job. Like, we were both working our asses off in this, and we weren't getting a lot of flowers or to say, like we weren't earning a lot of money, and we were at a stage where we weren't, geez, like we've grown. It makes you think, shit, we've grown a lot in like 2 years. And I kind of said, look, I want to go and do this because I need to earn a living, you know. And he understood. And it's funny, as soon as that happened, I don't know if the clouds just parted and the sun shone through, but all of a sudden we started getting, you know, more listeners and bigger guests and more followers, and videos started popping off, and more. That means, you know, more opportunity with brands. And but in terms of like having the business and the friendship, there has to be there's got to be time when, you know, you have to switch off and be friends too. Yeah. Because it has been testy at times in a way, like not crazy, but just you both have different opinions. You both have different creative opinions, and you know, the beauty though in all of it is like we've both always respected each other. We have fun, and I think, you know, as long as it doesn't affect our friendship, which it doesn't, and we have a boundary, I think that's where, unfortunately, people who do get into business with mates is they just go all in on business and they forget about the friendship. As in, you need a bit, go for a beer and not talk about work for once. Yeah. Or, you know, go with your friendship group and don't even bring up the podcast. Yeah. That's probably been a pillar around how we've been able to grow it, but then also our friendship hasn't wavered. Yeah, which can be hard when you're in it. So I guess setting that boundary of like, okay, we're going out for a beer today and we're actually not talking about podcasts at all. Yeah. As hard as that, which is very hard to do. It's impossible sometimes, but it can be controlled. And that he would say, I know if you sat down with him, he would say, I've helped him, and I would say he's helped me. Yeah. You know, in ways of how we work, balancing everything. Seeing things from a different perspective. Like D is one of the hardest workers he's probably nearly the hardest worker I know. Yeah. But it's to his own detriment sometimes. Yeah. You know, I'm all for working your ass off, but I'm also big on celebrating the wins and acknowledging the hard work you've done, where you are. And I don't mean like go and party and celebrate and forget and then that's it. Like, you got to keep going. But I'm more so saying, you know, if you don't stop and smell the roses once in a while, like, you get to the end and you're like, holy shit, like, it's the end of the ride already. Like, it's like there's no end point. Yeah. Like, it's all fun. Yeah. You know? So let's just enjoy it. You know? Yeah. No, I love that. Yeah. It kind of leads to the next question, which is, there was one time, I think it was the first time we actually ever met, is because you were missing a PlayStation controller, and I forgot about this. And you and Danny were trying. You got brought up actually because sorry, I'll let you finish your question. No, you're good. Yeah, you needed a PlayStation controller. You put a call out on Instagram for someone to drop one off. So I came over to your house and just dropped off a controller. And that was in Richmond, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Yeah. So the question was, what does a FIFA rivalry mean to your friendship? Oh, that's funny. That is so funny because we bring that up because I only just recently bought a second controller. Only now? Yeah, and how long ago is that? Like 2 years or so? Year and a half. So I don't have to ask you for my controller, but before I had my second, when he would come over, he'd go, should we message one? Like, and I borrowed it twice off you. Like, D came and picked one up from your housemate once. He did. We lived together for a period of time. So we both from Mornington, or from the Peninsula. I'm a Frankston boy originally. And Dee's Mornington, and we went to the same high school. So we spent a lot of time growing up from the age of like 14, 15, with another good mate of ours, the three of us, and that's all we did every week, every weekend. Yeah. And we often reminisce and we go, hey, those were the best days. Like, after school we'd go to Jai's house, and we'd be up all night and we'd be playing FIFA, and I'd fall asleep first and they'd be playing pranks on me, or and there'd be heaps of lollies, and we'd play soccer in the backyard or whatever. So we've always had that and shared that, but now it's more so when then you fast forward to 3 or 4 years ago, me and Dee, you know, we're a year into this journey, and we moved in together in our little 2-bedroom flat in Hawthorne, and that was our quick game, like middle of the day, you know, and we you know, we've always loved that, but yeah, we don't really get to play much anymore, but now that I've got the second controller, and if he works from we don't have an office, we just work from home. And if he's coming to my house, typically there's an hour spare.
Yeah. I feel like it's because you're right. As you get older, you don't play as much, but every now and then a cheeky game is. Yeah,
I'll still play personally. Like I still don't mind a little bit of career mode.
Yeah, nice.
Which I'm doing at the moment. But it's good.
Nice. So on the Dos and D show, we've had some seriously incredible guests, and I feel like as the months go on, they just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Thanks, man.
Some of my favourites: Jules Lund, Sam Newman. Nick Bell I really liked, and then Bruce Buffer as well.
Yeah.
How do you land these guests and also get them to show up authentically?
I think people overcomplicate the process when it comes to guests, and that's that's also saying this is also 5 years on from where we began. So I don't think we'd be able to land some of the guests we have now if we reach out to them from the start.
Yeah.
Because I do think you have to build. It's like a portfolio. You have to have a portfolio, like for you. Like if you're going to a client, if you're going in raw without, it's just a blank canvas, and you've done nothing before. There's no projects to show, and you go and ask for a fee. Hey, I'll do this for you. What are they going to say? Like, you've got no proof.
Yeah.
That's probably what's helped us land some pretty big guests. And when I say pretty big, I don't mean like big guests. I'm just more or less saying the caliber of guests has obviously grown.
Yeah.
And the profile of these guests is of a it's a solid stature or amount. So for us now it's all about being specific around who we want.
Yeah.
Like we're pretty picky around who we want on the show. And when I say picky, I don't mean like, oh, that person does this and I don't like that. It's more thinking about our audience.
Yeah.
And okay, we've done this for X amount of years now. Almost, I don't know when this will come out, but pretty much at 270 episodes. The audience expects something, and we don't want them to show up on a Monday and it's something out of the ordinary or what we haven't done. But the whole getting a guest is probably still nearly the most fun bit of what we do. And when you land a big guest, it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Or landing any guest that you've dreamt of is a pretty cool feeling. When they reply to your DM or you find their email somehow, and their assistant responds and says, yeah, they're interested. Or on the other foot, we've had plenty of no's, and lots of no's, which sucks. But at the same time, you actually rather get a no than nothing.
Yeah.
You get a lot of nothings as well. So, and one thing we've worked really hard on, I think, when we talk about that portfolio, is people talk. So, we've worked really hard on providing like a really great guest experience. So we're in person. We've done one or two on Zoom, like you mentioned Bruce Buffer. Like that was a big name. He said yes. Like we had to do it on Zoom. He's in America. So we really thought, oh well, let's just do it. But again, like that's not our cup of tea.
Yeah.
We want to provide a guest experience where the guest comes. We've got the production. We've got our team of guys. Got our videographer, and we've got like a part-time kind of producer, and then we have another like a production assistant, like another guy that helps us out. So Bryce, Jared, and Sammy, I'll give them all a shout out. They're good boys, and we love having them with us. So they rock up, and there's a team, and then there's the production, and then all of a sudden we have a bit of a chat for 10 minutes before we go on air and get to know them a little bit. We might buy them a coffee, and then when they come on, like I consider us like good interviewers. So the experience is fun. But then at the end, they thanks to a lot of our good partners and sponsors, like they go home with all this cool stuff. Like they don't go home empty-handed. And we always respect them. Like the first question we ask them is, "What's off limits?" before we go on air. And I think that's the most respectful thing you can do, because you're not pigeonholing them, you're not shocking them, you're not surprising them.
Yeah.
And if they say, look, if typically the answer is, look, not really, but if something does pop up, you can edit it, can't you? Yep, no worries.
Yeah, then it's fine.
Yeah. So we're not in this to try and get a headline, to try and stooge a guest, or for our own benefit. That's just not what we do. So, but our whole goal is we want that guest to say to someone else who we reach out to later on down the line, say I reach out to you, I want to have you on the show. We had a mate of yours on the show previously. When I ask you, you're going to look us up, and then you're going to see that Johnny has come on the show before. I'll go straight to Johnny and ask him, what were Dos and D like? And if he says they were dicks, or they were trying to get a headline out of me, or they were asking pretty shitty questions, or the toilet was dirty, or like just whatever. Like it leaves a taste. So if you can provide a really cool experience, I think that's what's actually going to continue to grow us. It's providing a really fun experience, and the guest goes away and goes, holy shit, I want to tell all my mates to come on. Because it was good fun.
And you notice that in recent episodes there's been like guests that have mentioned they've had friends and stuff come on and that they've had a good experience, so it's obviously paying off.
Thanks, man.
So now nearly 20k followers on Instagram and expanding into YouTube. I feel like it's just growing exponentially. Was this the vision from the start, or were you just mates having a conversation?
I think if you're really real, there's a part of our ego that loves followers. Like, of course we want to be, and it's not to be an influencer or anything like that. It's more just, it feels good, to know you've got a couple thousand followers, or that was always our thing, is, we just want to get 5,000.
It is a metric of success as well, in a way.
But we sat on nothing for a long time. So I think we've got about 70k across everything. So I think we've got about 40 on TikTok, 20 on Insta, and then, the rest is spread out on LinkedIn and Facebook. And that wasn't the goal, to grow this huge thing. But it's like you said, it's a metric. It's a great tool to measure how are we tracking, because you've got your downloads, which you can use to track, okay, are people listening, to our followers. But I'm a big believer now too, is like, I actually don't think followers mean that much.
I agree.
I think it's more organic. And that's what performs for us. I think, if you go on your Instagram, you can click on like your last 30 days insights. Like our last 30 day insights are strong, views wise, like really strong. So for me, that means more than the followers. Because as a consumer of content on TikTok and Instagram and even YouTube and YouTube Shorts, like it's spitting out what I want to watch. I'm not on my following part of TikTok. I'm on my For You, so it's just spitting out what I want to see. I don't even know who I'm following on TikTok, to be honest. So no, we didn't envision probably to have the amount of followers, but I think we're also big believers in followers don't really matter too much. But we're actually more about creating really cool, good content. And that content performing. Rather than getting the followers from it. That's just like a byproduct.
And I guess it's the it's the diehard fans as well that might not be represented in X amount of followers. Like I look at someone like me and I'm fucking obsessed with you guys and all your content, and every single episode I'm like, all right, my Monday, I know I'm listening to an episode wherever I am. It's like you don't know how many of them exist in your whole spectrum of followers, but I feel like with what you're doing, you're growing quite a lot of them.
Thanks, man. I probably another part of that, I appreciate that's really nice. And you've always been, we've only really grown in the last probably year to year and a half, which is like right after we met. So thank you. But followers, I'm not going to say followers don't matter, but because a key part of what we do as well is we post a lot of stories. So I guess your followers see your stories, and that's where we post a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of stuff that isn't podcast related. Us as Dos and D, we're the brand, hanging shit, funny stuff, things happening. So there's definitely is a reason to still follow, because I don't want people to think I'm not going to follow them.
Definitely follow. There's good content there. It's funny. It's weird though. Like I don't know if it's a phenomenon or something, but I feel like because I've listened to so many of your episodes and followed for so long that I feel like you're one of my best mates, which is such a weird thing to have. When really funny. We've only met like 4 or 5 times in person. So it's like crazy? Sometimes I think about that. I'm like, Wayde doesn't really know me that well, but then on the other side, I feel like I fucking know everything.
Mate. We do overshare. But in saying that though, like I said to you, when you have those random kind of, when you like we had that. What do you call it? What do they call it? Like a love queue or something? When people meet up, what's it called? When people run into each other?
Like a not a twin flame, like a soulmate.
I can't remember the saying. But I was just going to say, like you and I, I feel that too. Like, we just had a coffee and I'm having conversation with you about things that probably a bit more than just 4 or 5 times I've met you.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not having that conversation with with a lot of people. So that also is credit to like yourself and how we're able to, we don't know each other overly well, but I feel like we do as well.
Yeah, just the mutual respect, and we can drop into
exactly
that.
Right.
Yeah. We're also both diehard Doggies fans.
We're nuffies.
We're nuffies. I know you love WWE as well. How do these passions influence the show?
Probably not a heap. I think I was saying to you off air, like, there's a key part of me. There's an element of me at the moment which wants to share more personally, on my personal brand and personal socials and stuff. And sometimes I think about those things. Like, I'm passionate about other stuff, not just. I love Dawson D and it's my life, but I love footy too, and I love wrestling, as you said, and I love my mates, and I love my partner, and we've got a dog, and
Noodle,
Noodle, and I love my family, and I love good coffee, and I'm like, I go through a few mental health challenges like everyone else, and I'm health conscious, and I love comedy, and love Ricky Gervais, and I listen to Bad Friends podcast like every week, and Hamish and Andy. Like, there's so many things that I enjoy and do, and going on in my life that don't get shared, and I feel like we can all share that on our socials. So I'm wanting to do more of that. But when it comes to, like you say, on the podcast, like, one of the key parts while we started, one of the words that we wanted to be was like relatable. So if we can be relatable, people aren't going to kind of see through us. And even having a conversation recently with Dee and a guest, which we spoke about before, a really exciting guest coming up. And we said to him off air, he asked, like, tell us about the start, and we kind of said, we had the only story we could share was our own story. We can't share anything else. And he was like, that's what wins. It's you sharing your life, nothing else, because people can see through it. People know what's fake, and the things that are overproduced and probably overanalyzed, and you can tell it's fake. Like, we talked about ChatGPT before, and how, like, you can see through. You can go to it for content ideas, but it's missing that secret human ingredient.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's also another element of maybe why we have succeeded to an extent, is because people can relate to our everyday things. But I feel like we still don't share heaps about it. I think we could probably share more.
Yeah, maybe that is on the personal side. Like, if
exactly
you were
right.
Yeah. You just touched on it, but you've talked a little bit about anxiety and personal struggles and stuff as well. How has having this platform helped your own growth?
It's probably given me a lot of purpose. And as someone who has gone through a lot of different mental kind of struggles, and we all do, but I'm an overthinker, and I'm a bit of an overanalyzer and overcomplicator of my own life. So I overthink basic decisions, and I sometimes do think that can be a superpower too, because we can be sometimes a bit too nonchalant with our own lives, and if we don't make decisions that are our decisions have consequences. So if we're just going to go through life and not question anything, what's the point? You're missing out on some stuff. So yeah, in terms of the mental health stuff, like, I've probably suffered a lot, still do, with health anxiety. So that's something I really, really struggle with. And that's, like, you could call it a hypochondriac, someone who obsesses about their health and wants 100% certainty, and constantly seeking for reassurance, and wanting to, like, analysing my body, and checking it all the time. And it's not funny, there's two sides of the spectrum. There's guys who don't give a shit and they won't check, and then one day it's too late, and there's the other, and it controls their whole fucking life. And that was me to a certain extent. And the show was, I was able to utilise what we do, and the platform we have, to kind of share that in a not a humorous way, but share it to the audience, and be real and allow our listeners and followers and stuff to know what I'm going through. And it's now a bit of an in-joke how with me and D, how he always has to calm me down. Mate, Dos, you're not having a stroke. It's all right. It's and I say that tongue in cheek. So it is serious, but it's something I try to work on all the time.
And I guess as well for the listeners, like there's a lot of them, I'm just guessing, but I'm sure that they feel the same. So then all of a sudden it makes you put into perspective that you're not alone for thoughts like that. It's like, this is actually something that a lot of people deal with.
It's funny, I'd never met anyone that really has gone through health anxiety. But when you post about it, people get in contact and say things. So I think you're right. There's a lot. It doesn't have to be health anxiety, but mental health in general. I think a lot of us are sometimes a bit afraid to share it out in the open, but sometimes on the phone it's a bit easier. Yeah, which is good. Yeah, there's a platform for people to still share it without, bearing their soul. Yeah, out in public, in person.
Yeah, definitely. So we designed a hoodie for the Dos and D show and printed some tote bags as well. What role does community and supporting other creators play in building something sustainable in the content space? Can you
ask that question again?
So the hoodie that we made for you and then some tote bags.
Yeah.
What does building community and working with other creators do to help when you're in the content industry?
I think it's everything. Collaboration is the key. We spoke about it before. Here in Australia, for some reason, it's just like we're fighting against each other for the same audience, and other countries do this so much better. And they call it tall poppy syndrome. I was trying to explain that without saying tall poppy syndrome because everyone talks about it, and sometimes it's overused. The tall poppy syndrome is in other countries and it is in other places, and I don't know if it started here or not, but simply like we need each other to survive. And it's the same in the content space. What's the point in doing it alone when I could ask you for help? You might be a competitor or somewhat a link to what I do, but your service or what you provide can help me, and I can utilize your skills and your network and vice versa. So that was a really cool collab. Like that hoodie was really fun, and we enjoyed like coming up with that design. And Life Short, Take the Piss was on the back of it, and that's just what we've always been about. And we just enjoyed the process. Like it was fun. It was really enjoyable, and to be able to see you guys do what you do, and you do such a good job and good ideas, and for us to get a finished product, and for some of our listeners to get one and enjoy it and see people wear it is cool. But yeah, I think with other creatives, more of us need to actually help one another. Yeah. We need to actually, and I don't say that, I say that more so than like we need to use each other's services. Like we need to actually, I hate seeing people ask for freebies all the time too. Like no, okay, if you're a mate of mine and you're starting a business, and say I'm trying to think of an example of a business idea. But say you sell protein bars. Yeah. I should be buying the protein bar, not asking for a freebie. Yeah. And so many of us, we think, our mate has a accounting business or he's a plumber. Surely he can come and do a love job for me. Like pay the man. Like you're his mate. Support each other. And it's like that old saying, like you scratch mine and I'll scratch your back. Like it's just that. And and then word of mouth, and you tell your mates. Like it's pretty simple. Yeah. Like word of mouth. Yeah. Sorry, it's a long-winded
No, that was perfect. Yeah. I think the key point you had in that was it's fun to work with other creators and creatives. So like if you can focus on that, be like, okay, it doesn't have to be this whole thing. We just want to do something that's enjoyable for us. Yeah, it's cool. So we've only got one question left. We made it the whole way through, mate.
Oh, this is fun.
Looking at where the Dos and D show is now compared to where it started, what's the vision for where you want to take it next, and what does success look like to you and Danny?
Sorry, man. That's all right. Long legs. We need to sit down and talk about it because it's changed a lot. Like the evolution of it has changed a lot. From what we wanted it to be at the start, and what it is now, it's not what we set it out to be. I say to a lot of people, I'm living my dream right now. Like, I literally am. Like, I get to, I've got this cool project that I work on with my best friend, who he pretty much works on it full time. I've got another job, but able to make good money doing it. We get to hire some people to help us do it, and they're really, really good people. And then we get to interview like some of the biggest, actually scrap that, we get to interview some amazing people, like some amazing humans, and people that I've looked up to all my life, and people that I never thought I'd even get in touch with or be able to speak to, even just to get an autograph from, and sit down with them for an hour. You know, like that's insane. To have that access.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's another part of it too, is the access that we get to sit down with some of these people, and they've given us an hour of their time. Like and I can ask them whatever I want. Fucking hell, that's insane. So I'm living the dream. Like I'm literally living my dream. In terms of where we want it to be, you always want to be bigger. You always want to grow. We definitely want to. What do we want? It's like, I'm so content and happy. Like, I genuinely am. I'm content and happy where we are, but we also need to evolve. So we want to grow on YouTube. Like, that's probably the biggest one for us. We don't have a big YouTube presence at all. Even though we've been uploading our full length interviews on YouTube, you know, we might have a few thousand subscribers, but for us, that's a part, a platform that we really want to put more time into. We want to create more of a community, like a community around our followers too. So potentially down the line, maybe doing bonus content, maybe more Dawson D Uncuts, more just me and Danny. Maybe it's 2 podcasts a week instead of 1, and creating more of a community element of what we do with our audience, and communicating with them, and you know, doing more with our audience. And then too, we want to take it global.
Yeah,
so,
I was going to say, overseas on the road.
Yeah, so there's some things going on, and hopefully everything goes to plan. We might be heading overseas pretty soon, and then just keep building. Like, it's like, you don't we don't want to create this huge ceiling, because, you know, what's the point of setting this ginormous ceiling when right now it's actually we're happy right now. Like, we're already working our bums off, so what's the point in, you know, setting, you know, even harder and more unrealistic expectations? But I don't know, it's hard to put into words. Like, I don't get to do this, so this has been nice, and thank you for letting me come on and have a chat. But yeah, I don't know, man, I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm enjoying it. I'm content, and if it keeps growing, it keeps growing, and I'm sure Danny would say the same. So yeah, man.
Amazing. Yeah, I guess as a listener, as I've said a million times, I've spent hours listening to the show, and
thanks,
so please don't stop. Keep getting the amazing guests. And I like how you phrase it as amazing guests instead of big, because I think that is the key part. It's not 100%. Just getting the biggest name you can. It's actually getting good humans that have a good story and give you the time and space to actually share it as well. So I really feel that in the episodes.
Thanks, Mikey. I appreciate it. It's we're lucky to have people like you that listen every week, and yeah, man, at least someone likes us. So.
I'll always be there.
Thank brother.
Thank you, mate.
That was great.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
That was fucking good fun. It feels weird.
Being on the other side?
Yeah, it does feel weird. Like, because, I mean, I like that I didn't have time to prepare or anything. I actually do like that part of it. But even then, you're analysing yourself.